Hello, resilient Scorpio. July 19th, 2026 carries a quieter kind of turning point than you may have expected. Not every transformation arrives with a dramatic announcement. Some begin like a subtle current moving beneath still water, inviting you to notice what your intuition has been sensing long before your mind could fully explain it. If your emotions feel deeper than usual today, don't rush to escape them. They may be revealing the beginning of an important shift within you. There may be moments when your instinct to protect yourself meets a growing desire to trust the unfolding process instead. Rather than seeing this as uncertainty, consider it an invitation to release the need to control every outcome. The steady influence surrounding this day encourages patience, discipline, and quiet determination, reminding you that meaningful progress is often built through consistent choices instead of dramatic leaps. Whether you're nurturing a personal ambition or working toward a long-held professional goal, each thoughtful decision strengthens the foundation you're creating. The Ace of Swords appears as a symbol of clarity, encouraging you to cut through old assumptions rather than forcing immediate answers. You may discover that confidence grows naturally when you stop fighting every unknown and begin responding with intention instead. What once felt complicated can gradually become easier to understand as your perspective shifts. Sometimes the greatest breakthrough isn't changing your circumstances overnight, but recognizing which inner resistance is finally ready to soften. In matters of the heart, today's energy favors honesty that develops through trust instead of urgency. The Page of Cups encourages gentle openness, reminding you that meaningful emotional connections deepen when both people feel safe enough to be authentic. Whether you're rediscovering warmth in an existing relationship or becoming curious about someone new, allow the connection to unfold at its own pace. The strongest bonds often grow quietly, rooted in sincerity rather than expectation. You may notice moments when your thoughts and emotions seem to pull in different directions. Instead of interpreting that tension as a setback, give yourself permission to pause and observe what it's trying to teach you. The wisdom reflected in the Two of Swords suggests that clarity often arrives after stillness, not during struggle. Even experiences you once viewed as mistakes may now reveal themselves as necessary chapters that prepared you for greater understanding. If work presents challenges today, return to the purpose that first inspired your efforts. Reputation, influence, and lasting success are rarely built all at once. They grow through steady commitment and thoughtful choices made over time. Trust your ability to respond with patience, compassion, and clear judgment, especially when circumstances ask you to lead by example. Progress may be quieter than expected, but it is no less meaningful because of that. As you move through the day, allow both your past experiences and your present intuition to work together rather than compete with one another. The changes unfolding now may feel subtle, yet they carry the potential to reshape your path in lasting ways. Let your own inner wisdom guide your next steps, trusting that what is becoming visible beneath the surface is preparing you for a future that reflects who you are becoming, not simply who you have been. These reflections are meant as general guidance and may resonate differently for each person. If something speaks to your heart, let it serve as a thoughtful companion rather than a fixed prediction. Every life unfolds according to its own rhythm, and your choices remain the greatest influence on the direction of your journey. Listen with an open mind, trust your own discernment, and remember that your future continues to take shape through the intentions and actions you choose each day. Thank you for sharing this moment of reflection. In the reading ahead, we'll continue exploring the energies surrounding your relationships, career, finances, health, and family life. Before we move forward, I'd like to share today's symbolic guidance. The number 17 may serve as a quiet reminder to remain hopeful as your path becomes clearer, and the color deep burgundy can symbolize resilience, emotional depth, and quiet renewal. Whether you wear it or simply keep its meaning in mind, let it remind you that lasting transformation often begins beneath the surface, long before the world can see it. Take a little time today to observe not only your circumstances, but also the way you respond to them. Growth often begins when we step back far enough to recognize patterns we once overlooked. Listening carefully, speaking with empathy, and allowing yourself to see situations from another perspective can reveal opportunities that urgency would have hidden. You may also feel drawn toward moments of solitude, meditation, meaningful reading, or places that encourage quiet reflection. The value of these experiences lies less in finding perfect answers and more in understanding yourself with greater honesty and compassion. As you make peace with parts of your past that still linger beneath the surface, you'll discover that many of today's uncertainties begin arranging themselves naturally, like stones settling into the bed of a calm river. Unexpected interests or creative pursuits may also begin calling your attention. Rather than dismissing them as distractions, consider that they could reconnect you with parts of yourself that have patiently waited to be rediscovered. Sometimes a simple practice has the power to restore balance between your inner world and your everyday life, opening space for the next stage of your journey to unfold. July 19th carries an unusually layered atmosphere, Scorpio, as though ordinary moments are quietly revealing something that has been hidden beneath them all along. Today's energy isn't loud or dramatic, yet it feels deeply personal, inviting you to notice subtle emotional shifts that deserve your attention. Themes of trust, unspoken feelings, and quiet discernment weave through the day, reminding you that wisdom sometimes comes from recognizing when silence speaks more clearly than words. A gentle current of transformation is moving through your life now. Rather than arriving as a sudden breakthrough, it unfolds through small realizations that gradually change how you see yourself and the people around you. There may be encounters or circumstances that seem ordinary at first, but later reveal a deeper purpose. If someone's emotions appear unusually complicated or protective, remember that what remains beneath the surface often carries the greatest truth, and patience reveals more than pressure ever could. The world appears as the first guiding symbol, suggesting that an important cycle is approaching completion. This isn't simply about changing external circumstances. It reflects an inner evolution that has been taking shape for much longer than you may realize. Adjustments involving your home, daily routines, or personal priorities could naturally emerge during this period. Yet beneath every visible change lies a growing sense of stability. The card reminds you that endings are rarely losses when they create space for a more authentic chapter to begin. You've arrived here through resilience, honest self-reflection, and the quiet courage to keep moving even when the path wasn't completely clear. Although transition can sometimes feel uncomfortable, it often asks you to release old patterns before revealing what comes next. Trust that each step is helping you become more aligned with the person you're continuing to grow into. What feels uncertain today may soon become the strongest foundation you've ever built. The magician enters your reading not as a promise of effortless miracles, but as a reminder that your thoughts, choices, and intentions hold genuine creative power. You may discover that opportunities begin responding to the energy you've consistently invested over time, even if you haven't recognized the progress yet. Instead of carrying the weight of believing everything must be earned through struggle, allow yourself to consider that some doors open because you've already done the inner work required to walk through them. If love has been on your mind, this card encourages you to loosen your grip on outcomes you cannot control. Meaningful relationships often deepen when both people are allowed the freedom to reveal themselves naturally, rather than being rushed towards certainty. Someone may be growing more emotionally aware of the connection they share with you, but what matters most is not how quickly feelings are expressed. What truly matters is whether trust is quietly taking root beneath the surface, creating something steady enough to endure. The Ace of Pentacles highlights the practical rewards of patience and dedication. Recognition may arrive because your consistency has built confidence in others, not because success appeared overnight. Your reputation reflects the quiet discipline you've cultivated, and those qualities may attract opportunities that strengthen your professional path. Continue investing your attention where it matters most, knowing that lasting prosperity often grows gradually, much like deep roots strengthening beneath the soil before new growth becomes visible. The Two of Cups speaks of an emotional bond developing through honesty, mutual respect, and the willingness to be seen without pretense. If someone has struggled to express what they truly feel, It may be because vulnerability asks more courage of them than distance ever did. The connection suggested here is less about dramatic declarations and more about two people gradually discovering that trust feels safer than fear. Relationships built in this way often become stronger because they grow through genuine understanding rather than passing excitement. The Queen of Cups brings a quieter kind of wisdom, reminding you that emotional strength isn't measured by how much you can endure alone, but by your ability to remain open without losing yourself. Compassion, intuition, and emotional maturity become valuable guides throughout this period. As your confidence in your own inner voice grows, you'll naturally attract relationships that reflect the same depth, sincerity, and balance you're learning to cultivate within yourself. When it comes to your well-being, your body may notice emotional tension before your mind fully understands its source. Pay attention to subtle signals that arise around certain environments or interactions, as they may reveal where your energy feels consistently supported or quietly depleted. Rather than reacting from fear, observe these patterns with honesty and care. Healthy boundaries aren't acts of withdrawal. They're thoughtful choices that protect your peace and allow your energy to be invested where it can truly flourish. There are times when we naturally look for quick solutions to the discomfort we carry, and medical care has an important place whenever physical pain truly needs attention. Yet some forms of exhaustion begin much deeper, where emotions quietly settle into the body after remaining unspoken for too long. They don't always announce themselves with obvious signs. Sometimes they appear as persistent tension, unexplained fatigue, or a feeling that your spirit has been carrying more than your mind has acknowledged. Today encourages you to listen carefully to those inner signals instead of pushing them aside. As you become more honest about what you're feeling, you may discover that understanding the source of your emotional weight is the first step toward carrying it more lightly. Awareness itself can become a form of healing, because what is finally recognized no longer has to remain hidden. Scorpio, you have a remarkable ability to navigate emotional complexity once you stop resisting it. Instead of asking yourself how to eliminate every uncomfortable feeling, consider how each one might be pointing towards something that deserves your attention. Emotions are often messengers rather than obstacles, quietly revealing needs, boundaries, or truths that have been waiting for your acknowledgement. The more compassion you offer yourself, the more naturally your inner balance begins to return. Healing rarely happens all at once, but every honest moment of self-awareness creates space for lasting renewal. Little by little, what once felt overwhelming begins to feel understandable, and what seemed impossible to release gradually loses its hold. In your professional life, meaningful conversations may become one of today's greatest sources of growth. Colleagues, mentors, or trusted collaborators could offer perspectives that help you see familiar challenges in an entirely new light. Stay open to thoughtful feedback, even when it gently challenges your current approach, because wisdom often arrives through shared experience rather than certainty. Listening carefully can be just as valuable as speaking with confidence. No matter whether you lead a team, run your own business, or work independently, the quality of your relationships remains one of your greatest professional assets. The trust you build today may become the foundation for opportunities that unfold much later. You may also find value in learning more about communication, leadership, or the subtle dynamics that help people work well together. Every successful project depends not only on talent, but also on trust, mutual respect, and the ability to understand different points of view. Strong partnerships are rarely created through agreement alone. They are built through patience, flexibility, and the willingness to learn from one another. Surrounding yourself with capable, supportive people creates opportunities that would be difficult to achieve alone. Collaboration may become one of the quiet turning points that shapes your next stage of growth, allowing your own strengths to expand through the strengths of others. Financially, this period suggests steady momentum built upon everything you've invested over time. Rather than expecting sudden fortune, consider that your consistent effort is beginning to create conditions where opportunities naturally recognize your preparation. The Ace of Pentacles reminds you that prosperity often grows the same way strong roots develop beneath the earth, slowly, steadily, and almost invisibly before the results become clear. Growth that develops patiently tends to remain stable because it is supported by experience rather than chance. Continue giving your attention to work that reflects your strengths, knowing that lasting rewards rarely appear without a solid foundation. Every thoughtful decision you make today quietly contributes to the future you're building. The respect you've earned through discipline and reliability may begin opening new doors. Others are increasingly recognizing your abilities, not because of appearances, but because you've demonstrated commitment through your actions over time. Confidence has a quiet influence of its own, encouraging people to trust your judgment and value your contributions. This kind of recognition often arrives gradually, becoming stronger with every responsibility you handle well. What seems like fortunate timing to others is often the natural outcome of preparation meeting the right opportunity. Your consistency has created a reputation that now begins working in your favor. As your career continues to evolve, remember that abundance is strengthened through focus rather than urgency. Every skill you've developed, every lesson you've learned, and every challenge you've overcome has been preparing you for greater responsibility. Even setbacks have refined your judgment, teaching you how to move forward with greater clarity than before. Even if you sometimes underestimate how far you've come, the foundation beneath you is stronger than it appears. Continue moving forward with patience, allowing your work to speak with consistency instead of rushing to prove yourself. Quiet excellence often leaves a more lasting impression than constant effort to be noticed. When it comes to love, today's energy favors openness rooted in emotional honesty rather than dramatic declarations. If you're single, someone may begin revealing an interest you hadn't fully recognized, giving both of you an opportunity to explore the connection with sincerity and mutual respect. Rather than searching for certainty from the very beginning, allow trust to develop naturally through shared experiences and meaningful conversations. Emotional safety grows through consistency, not urgency, and genuine affection reveals itself over time. Lasting relationships are rarely built in a single moment. They are created through many small moments of genuine understanding, where both people gradually learn that they can be fully themselves. If you're already sharing your life with someone, communication becomes the quiet thread that strengthens your connection. Simple activities, shared interests, or even everyday routines can bring you closer when approached with intention. Often, it's the ordinary moments that create the deepest sense of partnership because they remind you that love is sustained through presence as much as passion. If your relationship is still new, remember that every person opens their heart at a different pace. Respecting those differences while maintaining healthy boundaries creates a stronger bond than trying to force clarity before it's time. Patience allows trust to mature naturally, giving both of you room to grow without unnecessary pressure. Although astrology and symbolism can inspire reflection, they cannot replace the choices that build a healthy relationship. The stars may encourage certain themes, but it is your daily actions that determine how those possibilities unfold. Trust, honesty, mutual respect, and a willingness to grow together remain the qualities that allow love to flourish over time. Let curiosity guide you more than expectation, and allow each chapter to reveal itself naturally, instead of trying to predict every outcome before it arrives. Some of the most meaningful relationships become lasting not because every answer appeared immediately, but because both people chose to keep showing up with sincerity. Within your family life, gentle changes are creating opportunities for deeper understanding and renewed connection. Encouraging news or meaningful milestones may bring loved ones together, offering reasons to celebrate not only accomplishments, but also the relationships themselves. Even simple gatherings or heartfelt conversations can remind everyone of the strength that already exists within your family. These moments remind you that a family's greatest strength often comes from its ability to support one another through life's changing seasons. As communication becomes more open and heartfelt, your home can increasingly feel like a place where trust, warmth, and belonging continue to grow. The sense of security created there becomes something each family member carries with them, extending its influence far beyond the walls of the home itself. Over the coming days, pay close attention to conversations with the people closest to you. A message, invitation, or heartfelt discussion could carry far more meaning than it first appears, gently directing your attention towards something your family has been waiting for, the right moment to share. Sometimes the most meaningful turning points don't arrive through dramatic events, but through quiet exchanges that slowly reshape the way everyone understands one another. Listen with patience, resist the urge to respond too quickly, and allow space for others to express feelings that may have remained beneath the surface for much longer than you realized. Your home also seems to be entering a period of gradual transformation. Whether you're considering a move, refreshing your living space, or simply adjusting to changing family dynamics, these developments are less about changing walls than creating an environment that better reflects who you and your loved ones are becoming. Every thoughtful improvement becomes a quiet investment in comfort, stability, and shared well-being. Even small adjustments, a room rearranged, a neglected space renewed, or a new family routine can subtly shift the emotional atmosphere, reminding everyone that a home grows alongside the people who live within it. A home gains its deepest strength when it supports not only everyday life, but also the emotional lives of everyone it shelters. If you've been thinking about making practical changes around your living environment, this period may offer steady encouragement to begin. You don't have to accomplish everything at once. Even small improvements can create a noticeable shift in how your space feels and how you move through your daily routine. Think of your home as a place where your energy can settle, recover, and renew itself after the demands of the outside world. The atmosphere you intentionally create there often influences your clarity, relationships, and emotional resilience far more than you may recognize at first. Your inner energy itself remains one of your greatest strengths right now. Rather than questioning whether you have enough resilience, consider where your energy is being invested and whether those exchanges leave you feeling supported or quietly depleted. Certain people or situations may require healthier boundaries, not because they are intentionally harmful, but because your emotional resources deserve thoughtful protection. Scorpio, you naturally sense emotional undercurrents that others overlook, yet even deep intuition benefits from rest. Discernment becomes far more valuable than constant availability, and choosing where your attention belongs is an act of wisdom rather than distance. Today's reflections also encourage you to revisit your past with compassion instead of criticism. Experiences that once felt confusing, disappointing, or even painful may now reveal lessons that simply weren't visible while you were living through them. Time has a remarkable way of changing perspective, allowing old disappointments to become quiet teachers instead of lasting burdens. Every chapter has contributed something to your growth, even those you would never willingly choose to repeat. Looking back with greater understanding allows you to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight, replacing regret with a deeper appreciation for how far you've already come. If challenges arise, try not to mistake temporary uncertainty for permanent limitation. Difficult moments have a way of passing, just as seasons naturally give way to new ones, and your ability to remain steady often determines how clearly you can recognize the opportunities hidden within them. Emotional storms rarely last forever, but the wisdom they leave behind often stays with you much longer. Stay connected to your authentic nature rather than allowing fear or outside expectations to pull you away from it. Your intuition may recognize the right direction long before every detail becomes clear, and trusting the quiet inner knowing can become one of your greatest strengths today. There may also be situations that simply cannot be solved through analysis alone. Scorpio, one of your greatest gifts is the ability to sense what lies beneath appearances. But even that gift becomes stronger when paired with patience instead of urgency. If life seems to be asking you to release control rather than force certainty, trust that process. Not every answer arrives through effort. Some reveal themselves naturally once you've created enough space for them to emerge. Like a river finding its course around stone, life's deeper currents often guide you most effectively when you stop resisting what cannot yet be fully understood. For students or anyone balancing multiple responsibilities, this is a meaningful time to reassess your commitments. If you've taken on more than your energy can genuinely support, giving yourself permission to reorganize your priorities is an act of wisdom rather than weakness. Productivity loses its value when it comes at the expense of your well-being, and there's strength in recognizing when your focus has become too scattered. Stepping back for a moment often creates the clarity needed to move forward with greater confidence, renewed purpose, and a clearer understanding of what truly deserves your time. When it comes to today's astrological harmony, Sagittarius may bring conversations rooted in trust and renewed understanding, helping long-standing tensions soften through openness and mutual respect. Fellow Scorpios can reflect your emotional depth while also reminding you that even the heaviest thoughts become lighter when shared with someone who truly understands them. Aquarius, meanwhile, may inspire fresh ideas and creative perspectives, encouraging collaboration that broadens your outlook without asking you to compromise your authenticity. Each of these connections offers something different, reminding you that growth often comes through the diversity of the people who cross your path. Thank you for sharing this time of reflection with me today, Scorpio. I hope these insights have offered a little more clarity, reassurance, or encouragement as you continue moving through this season of quiet transformation. If this reading resonated with you, I'd truly appreciate your support through a like, and if you'd like to continue exploring these daily reflections together, you're warmly invited to subscribe and turn on notifications so we can meet again. Your presence here is part of what makes this space meaningful, and I'm grateful you chose to spend these moments with me. Until our next reading, may you continue moving forward with calm confidence, emotional wisdom, and the quiet strength that has been growing within you all along, one thoughtful step at a time.